Welcome back to Seen It Before. We're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan.
He's angry.
Yeah, he is.
No.
You're a little angry today.
No, I'm always a little angry.
That's my secret, Cap.
I'm always angry. Exactly. Literally, I am always angry.
I gotta go.
John's back.
We got a guest.
Here we go.
I'm back.
He's back. He's got a hat on this time. His nose isn't broken. Here we are.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
We can understand you now. You're not just like, I
really like
the movie. It was so. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Oh, there's a nosebleed coming. I
At least
gotta.
there was no leakage.
that's
That would have been gross.
Yeah.
All right.
What's dirtier, leakage or seepage?
Both.
What?
Which one sounds worse?
Okay. So the movie.
So Speak No Evil released 2 years ago. No, not that one. The other one that released kind of was very limited success back in 2022. It was a Danish couple instead of an Irish couple. It was a whole. This is like an American remake. I don't know. This new one we're watching today. So my theory is that the director wanted the Beast from Split, and he got the Beast from Split.
Oh, yeah.
So James McAvoy, my God,
He that guy.
my man is that guy.
Did you see these calves?
His calves.
You saw it. Okay.
Strong calves.
Yeah.
Strong. Yeah, big boy. He's definitely on some TRT. Good for him.
We're gonna get into this movie. We're gonna talk about all the stuff. We got John's Combat Corner. It's an actual segment we're bringing in finally.
We don't have an intro yet, but we're gonna figure it out.
We don't have an intro. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna. Well, as of recording, we don't have an intro. Anyway, let's get to it.
What is wrong with you? I want to back up the car, and I want to leave now.
All right, it's compliment sandwich time. Our new segment where we give something good about the movie, something bad about the movie, and then something else good about the movie. But and it's spoiler free, so no worries here. All right, so James McAvoy, my lord, he is just my man's intimidating, but he also has like these sort of nuances every once in a while with his character that just unsettle you. Something that needs a little work is this movie lives and dies with the edge of your seat drama. And at points it just gets unbearable to watch because it's just like, oh my God, again you went in that door? That whole thing. But this movie will keep you guessing throughout, which is kind of fun to follow. And if you're looking for like these home invasion type movies, if those are like your jam, this is kind of the vibe it's going for, with a little bit of comedy in there.
That was very well thought out.
I always have that. Yes. Thank you. Took me 10 minutes this morning to figure it out.
I don't even have one. Let's see. James McAvoy, great actor. I mean, obviously in Split, he proved that he could act like versatilely. I say the big downside of this movie is not necessarily with the movie. Okay, well, there's one thing. Okay, I got to pick between one. I'll bring up the other one. The trailer gave literally everything away. And so I'm thinking like I've already seen this movie in 2022 and now in the trailer. And now, so like it's been like a whole like, okay, I know what's going to happen. Like this is the beat, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think it was, I liked what they changed. A lot of what they changed from the original. It added like a different dynamic to like the whole type of issue at the core of the whole story. Mm-hmm. But also I'll get into it later. But yeah, that's my compliment sandwich.
I'll go a little different. I'll say the movie was very good at using that, like, I don't want to say cringe, but like that awkward factor. Because you're sitting there as like, again, we won't get into spoilers, but you're sitting watching these characters interact with each other with the goal of making you feel uncomfortable. And it did. There were times when we were watching, I was legit sitting there like feeling my skin crawl because it was so like, I don't want to be in this moment kind of feel.
Yep.
So it was good at that. I'll say like, I'll actually disagree with you. I'll say the stuff they added make me like the characters less.
Oh, okay.
So I'll say just the overall character development in the newer version, I did not like. The last compliment is I actually thought the setting being in Ireland, was it Ireland or like
Yeah, it was
England?
Ireland.
I thought that was an interesting, like a way more interesting setting than them just being wherever they were in Poland and like a middle.
I think it was Denmark, right?
Yeah, like Denmark and like and just an empty field. So I thought the setting was actually better and helped with the story overall.
They did. Yeah, they also did kind of mimic the cinematography too, like some of the wide angle shots.
It was almost
cool.
some scenes were almost shot for shot.
Yeah.
I know the opening definitely was.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
100%.
sure.
Yeah, because something they're driving down a dirt road, but it wasn't that couple. It wasn't the actual main couple. It was the other one. Oi, let's go. Oi.
All right, let's think combat wise. This is a horror movie. So, and I kind of brought this up when we talked about Civil War. Movies that aren't action based, you have to give like with a grain of salt because that's not the point of the movie. So, I mean, I'm trying to think. For some reason, the ending was more, Hollywoodized. In this one, they brought firearms in. They brought like standoffs. I will say, I'll give it credit. The fact that it was in a country that doesn't actually have a lot of firearms, so they kept it very basic of rifle, a handgun, like I think it was in 1911, and then 2 double-barrel shotguns. And I think the fighting actually matched the characters because, again, one of them was a vegetarian, pescatarian who doesn't know anything about guns. So when she's in the movie, when she ends up taking it away from someone and just wielding it randomly, like at one point she overhand grabs the shotgun.
No.
Yeah, but like, instinctually we're all like, oh no. But then in the same time, I'm like, oh yeah, you don't know what to fucking do with it. So
You know
it
what
makes
hot
sense.
metal does to your hand.
Also true, but it also has nothing. This doesn't help anything with the recoil. Like it's just gonna hit you in the face. It started to get ridiculous at the end. We'll get into it. Like they made scenes like super suspenseful that weren't suspenseful, and then the way people like at one point James McAvoy gets sliced in the face with a box cutter, which is a razor blade, and he has like no damage whatsoever. And then meanwhile, someone falls from like a 2-story building and dies. I'm like, wait a minute, this math ain't math in here. But I mean, for a horror movie aspect, I'd probably say due to the lack amount it's not the intent of the movie, I'd probably give it, I have to come up with like a grading system.
You don't have to.
Oh, well, then
It's all right.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Until we have an official like grading system, it's all right.
Yeah, we'll come up with a 5-point rating system.
Circle back when we do an action movie, and I'm actually told in advance we're planning this out.
Well, there's one coming up. We're not going to say what it is, but there is one coming up that we're going to have you on. So, yeah.
Stay
forgot.
tuned for that, dear viewers.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, no,
I'm just
you
happy to
don't.
be here.
It's your show.
Yeah, I'm the one that plans. Anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this movie. Speak no evil. Danny, do you want to explain the first one a little bit and see how different it is from the second one?
Well, the original just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because
why did it piss you off?
Yeah, so basically the first 3/4 of this movie and the first 3/4 of both movies are roughly the same.
Right.
They meet this couple. There's a few key changes that I'll highlight, but they meet this couple in Italy. They're like, hey, we like you guys really much. They're really charming. So hey, come stay with us for a week. They go.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe just me. But like, if I met a random couple, and even if I hung out with them for a week, I'm not then going to their house and staying there for the weekend.
It's like James McAvoy's character says. You let us.
Yeah.
It's literally just like that.
And also, I think it's a better explanation for why they go in the original.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the guy is so starved for like just bonding a friend and like male connection that he's just like, I need to do this or else I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, also in the original, they had dinner with a different couple, and they were like, "Yeah, why not?" Like they pretty much talked them into it. They're like, "Oh, how long is the drive? Like 8 hours? Oh, that's nothing. Like, it's good to have friends abroad." Like they kind of convinced them of like, "Hey, yeah, do it," rather than in the new one where he was just like, our marriage is breaking down.
We need to go
we
look
need
at
something.
we need a spark.
Please. He's like, don't even get, I think that's the biggest, I think the character differences is the biggest difference, obviously, besides the ending, but keep going. So they decide to go.
So they go to live or stay with the couple. They do a few weird social, not like deal breakers. The one deal breaker is the daughter sleeping in their bed.
Yep.
That wasn't the deal breaker for them.
No, it was.
But then they came back and stayed.
Well, yeah, because then I forgot how they explained it off in the foreign version, but in this one they just said, "Oh, I had a daughter, I was grieving, whatever, blah blah blah," which Smart.
Very smart.
And then but then it starts to get really like over the line, like making the kid cry at doing the Cotton Eye Joe dance. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's just kind of like there's no in the foreign version. There's really no investigative thing about like confirmation. It's just kind of like the dad just like goes to their
he just rolls on.
He's just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
All these pictures of all these different couples and all their kids, and they kind of leapfrogging from one kid to the other.
The room wasn't even like hidden. It was just it was like he turned the TV off and he looked over and he was like, "Oh, where's that?"
I didn't get that far in the movie. I got halfway through it and I forgot to finish it.
Oh, well.
So, but yeah, it was basically.
Oh, so you don't know how it ends?
Get out.
No, it was
Get out.
virtually.
We don't need you here. We'll finish this.
It was virtually the same up until that point, though. And I was just like,
No, yeah, it is.
I'm like,
They
is this any
streamline.
different?
They streamline a few things.
The ending
okay,
is entirely different.
Okay.
The original, basically, they're just like, yeah, we're here to take your daughter. This is some fucking kid. We killed him.
They
Yeah,
killed the boy.
They drown him.
Oh.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, we need to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And then they just kind of get a flat tire on the road, and then they're just like, well, we lost. And then they just throw up the white flag, and then they just let their daughter get taken. They cut off her tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom is the stupidest one, because she's like, you're a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from what I hear, you would do literally anything.
As
You would
they explained
rather
in the
die.
new one, they kind of explain it that way. Yeah.
You would rather die than let that happen to your kid.
Yep.
So the fact that she's just in the back seat with the person who cut off her daughter's tongue and kidnapped her and like took her away, and she's just going, "Why'd you do that? Stop it! I can't believe you killed me."
You know why? You know why? 'Cause vegetarian. So listen, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. Where the fuck is everybody?
And like, it's just like this is where like the blending of the two themes because the original is very much mostly about the dad just finding his masculinity, and then he just doesn't.
Yeah.
The remake I think would have been great because they could give him an arc of like going back and fixing his relationship a little bit.
Do that?
But it would have. They should have given him at least one kill.
They should have.
Like,
you know why?
His biggest heroic moment was jumping off the roof and being like, okay,
breaking an ankle.
that was his biggest.
I mean, to be fair, the kid smashing the brick over James McAvoy's face.
So
that was
again,
great.
right. Yeah.
So they did a huge difference when it came to the kids.
Yes.
Because in the original, spoilers. What are they? The bad couple. What are they? Denmark,
Danish.
Yeah.
Polish. No, Polish because he was talking about cheese and he was like, Polish cheese is the best cheese.
I'm pretty sure it's Danish.
So
But anyway,
I was falling asleep and subtitles annoying me.
But
sometimes.
so essentially, the antagonist couple, it turns out they do this all the time. They find they find another couple, they kill them off, they take their kid, and they just keep going through vacation over and over and over again. So in the original, the father just rolls up on it, but in the new one, the kid who was taken, the son, is like actively trying to tell the daughter, hey, these aren't my parents. Like, obviously he got his tongue cut off so he can't speak. So he's like pointing at watches. He ends up stealing the keys from James McAvoy, going into a basement area where all this stuff
barn,
is. Yeah, it's like a barn.
Yeah.
So in the original, the kids are just there. But in the new one, the kids actually have like plot. And then, like you said, the ending kind of has a good story arc. For the Andy, I think his name was, the boy.
And I also like the bit where because obviously he can't talk, but he can write.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
But
Apparently not, yeah.
It was clearly, I think it was written in some sort of foreign
ant.
language that
it is ant.
Ant like the bug.
Anti. Yep. A-N-T.
Ant. Okay, all right.
Anyway.
but
like confirming.
It was like a squiggle looking, but it looked like a language. It looked like some sort of.
Yeah, it looked like.
It wasn't like he was dyslexic or something. It was like,
Well, because I asked him, I was like,
We
how old
were
is
talking
this
about on
kid?
the way out of the movie. It was
Yeah, I was like, is that kid 12 and stupid or like what's his deal?
Yeah, we don't.
But I think you might be right. I think it might be a 4. Well, no, because
it looked like letters to me, just different language letters.
Maybe.
I couldn't really exactly tell what
'cause
language.
we don't
but-
know where that son is originally from because again, the James McAvoy family or couple found them on vacation.
Yeah.
So they could have been from anywhere. So yeah, that is a possibility. As much as they developed the characters in the new one, I hated all of them. The daughter, I hated. The daughter, I
hated her more in the original because she's just there to be like, I have anxiety.
So is the new one. The new one.
Well, this other one, she made the effort. She says, Mom, here's what's up, and she's all like,
Yeah, after she.
I love how there was like no question about like these people did this.
Camera phones. Like, hey, here's photos of all this. Oh, okay. Also, I think a big difference. Like I said, the characters are so different. So in the original, like, what's James McAvoy? What's James's counter in the original? What's his name?
I don't know his actual name.
Well, the character's name.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Tobias?
Well, it's not Patty.
Yeah, it's not Pat.
I don't know. I just thought that guy.
But so in the original, he's way more like subtly like off.
Patrick?
Oh, I guess it is Patty.
Maybe. Yeah. So Patty in the original is kind of more subtle, like a little off. You're like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Whereas
This one, McAvoy plays it like I'm a psycho.
he's like, I'm an asshole from the very beginning. I'm an asshole. Like
Drags the chair.
with the chair,
away.
yeah.
drags a chair. The first shot, he's dragging a chair, chugging a beer,
so funny.
doing a front flip into a pool, and then this guy's character is like, yeah, I like that. My kind of guy. Okay.
Because it's so. I like. There's like, you want a beer? Like that's all you need to know.
Well, I thought the one thing I will say about the characters or the character development in the new one that I thought was good was how you could tell how envious he was. So like, even like it was very subtle. So like, hey, you want a beer? Because I just saw him get a beer. As they're going down the stairs to get lunch or whatever, he sees them just like in their hotel room, like having fun. And he's just watching.
Like, oh, they're
like,
doing it.
He's like, man, why isn't that my life?
Yeah.
Or even if I don't know if you notice this, so like when they are at their house and they're just having a conversation, he would then mimic what Patty was doing. So like Patty would be talking to them while like rubbing his girl's feet. Then the next scene when it's just them in their room alone, he's talking to her while rubbing her feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right, and then and then when they go on that hike, he like Patty does like a massage to like loosen that dude's girl's neck.
Yeah.
Next scene when they're in the bedroom, he's trying to do the same thing. So like it was subtle in showing how like envious he was of him, but at the same time, like with Bjorn in the original, it felt more relatable. Like, okay, this guy's having like a midlife crisis. You know, it's a marriage. You know, he's in a slump. Whereas the dude in this one is so far on the other side, it's annoying.
It was his opportunity. Like it just, I don't know. It just felt real set up. Like they're gonna do this,
Right,
And they just didn't.
Well, actually, yeah, because even when he was gonna kill the accomplice, he like hid in the room and then came out with a hammer. He still got his ass.
missed.
He missed. Got
Like
his
with the
ass
Molotov,
beat,
he like,
yeah,
he's like,
Molotov.
oh shit.
He drops
Oh
it and
my
he has to like throw it.
God, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like this is his moment to because
like-
he'd been learning from the guy. Like,
Right.
he's been trying to mimik him. Like
I
what would
told-
James McAvoy do?
Yeah, I think I told John in the theater, I was like, it's like these guys are just rolling ones the whole fucking night.
straight
Literally.
natty ones. Crit fails.
It's like,
all
my
that.
God.
But like, yeah, I don't know. He was so like, and I think they deliberately made him like a bitch.
Yeah.
Because even in the beginning when he was like putting the kid to bed or whatever, and he's like, this fucking, why does she have this stupid fucking bunny? She's fucking 12. And the mother was like, no, stop. Like, you shouldn't worry about, stop worrying about that. You are a bad father for worrying about that. Whereas in the original, the bunny wasn't even like a concern like that. Probably because I think they were younger in the original. I
Yeah.
think they were probably like maybe 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah.
But the wife was not like, hey, you're a piece of shit. How dare you?
There's a quick
Like
scene.
the wife did not like talk down to him in the original.
Okay, so when the bunny first goes missing when they're in Italy,
Right.
There's an important distinction where
Yes.
he goes and finds the rabbit and delivers it.
Right.
When they meet up the couple,
Yeah,
and then the
yep,
guy says
yep.
like there's a beat where it's just like, yeah, no, that's like really
Yeah,
heroic.
he's like, I'm serious. That was actually pretty cool.
Right, which is like okay, good.
Right.
Because like we're getting to like the heart of like an actual character because he's just like because he's
trying his best. He's
that
a dad.
character
Yeah.
is trapped in like this marriage
Yeah.
that he just doesn't like with these people that is his wife has turned him into something and he wants to be this other thing. And then but like that's like the instinct and now to have this guy that he looks up to be like, no, that's like it's really good.
Right.
But in this one, they make it so he doesn't even get the chance to do that. He just says, fuck this stupid bunny and walks around for 20 minutes. And then James McAvoy
James
gets
comes
him.
and saves the day.
So
But it's also like
they go out of their way to make it more emasculating.
right, and also he wants nothing to do with that fucking bunny. He's like
Well, yeah.
actively like get rid of this thing. But again, the wife is like, no, we need to have it here. Kid, watch this breathing video.
Well, yeah. Well, I
on
started
your
thinking like,
phone.
what would I do in that situation? Like, if I had a kid that just didn't want to
it's
get
like,
over
it's
that.
the
like, and
it's like
couldn't.
the iPad kids, except it's with a bunny. But like it's
tough
just,
love at a certain
Gone.
point, right? Yeah.
You know what especially would have happened? It's like, so first off, you care so much about this goddamn bunny, but you lose it every 5 fucking minutes.
Yep.
She lost it in Italy. She lost it twice. She lost it twice at their house. Once was when like, hey, we're rushing out. Okay, maybe. The second time is when you know this dude's these guys are serial killers, and you're like, somehow it ended up on the gutters. I don't know how. It's like, how about you hold on to the goddamn bunny? Like, you care so much about this that we made the escape. We were safe, and then you had a panic attack. Kicked the dad's backseat of the car.
Yep.
Because she was bugging out so much, which again, another example of him being emasculated because he's having a fucking 8-year-old, 12-year-old walk all over him. So then so we have to begrudgingly come back because of your panic attack. And now it's like, now you realize, oh, we're screwed because these are serial killers.
Yeah.
And you lost your buddy again.
It's like she understands the reality at that point.
I would have been curious to see, again, obviously they needed to have the climax ending, but it was like, what if she didn't have the bunny and she was just like, I don't need it, let's go. Like,
That would have been great.
that would have been good if she was just like, like the dad was like, hey, your buddy. She's like, fuck that shit. Let's get the fuck Hey, buddy, let's
And then
go.
he just
She starts driving the car.
Then
she's
he
like,
looks
"Get
at the camera, it's like,
It's a living. Straight out of like The Office. Like,
yeah, Jim Halpert.
they find out, they capture him. They now fight back, which is kind of against the whole point of the movie. But they also, they said the same line. Hey, why are you doing this? And he's like, man, just cause. But then also, I'm selling your car. I'm taking all your money from your bank account. So it's like,
there's another thing to
yeah,
it.
there's more
Yeah.
than just this. Like, it's
Yeah.
more than the just cause. Like, all right, this is like a heist.
Yep.
Kind of for you. And then again, I think
That's why I said it's a movie. If you like home invasion movies, this is like the very same type of thing, like the brutality of it and that kind of aspect. But then there's
I think it's cool that they have like a tragedy in the original. Like I like that. But you can definitely do it while giving the guy an arc. You can just make it so he fights back at just too late.
That's true.
Where
Right.
he
Yeah,
tries
yeah.
to punch him and then you got a
what?
spider next to you.
Whoa. Camera picked that up. That was crazy. I should have let it bite me.
It probably-
you would have saw it right here. The origin.
Yo, Spider-Man.
Hey!
Wait, you see that?
Whoa.
Where he's just like, he catches something really quick, and then it's like, and the guy's just like,
Oh, yeah,
it's like, am I?
go web go.
Yeah.
fly web.
Okay, so the daughter, non-existent character. The wife, still not really. Like she has a little bit, but like I don't understand what her arc would be. The guy just had a clear opportunity to he just had to make an effort. Just had to fight back for one scene, and then that would have completed his arc. And then
Definitely.
then you can have the time. You can have like oh he just you don't want to be too late to pull the trigger or something like that.
right.
Like in this one, making it like their dysfunctional relationship about like she cheated on him.
She cheated on him.
To have that be the cause of like their like discrepancy or whatever, like their argument or like his problems getting it up in bed and like his trust with her.
Was
and
that
like,
why?
It was his problem, right?
I don't.
No, I think she used because I remember at one point
She cheated on him.
she cheated on him because she was sexting someone else, but I don't remember them.
But then
specifically
she never acted on it. But he caught her with
Close
there was
enough.
like a
It's
dick
the
pic or
same
whatever.
thing.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
so-
I thought the whole issue was that he didn't trust her anymore and just
No, yes, he
Yes,
doesn't
that's
trust
true.
her.
No, he didn't like feel that way about her. He was just in the marriage just because it's the
No,
marriage.
I don't think that was outright said. But I mean, you can
Maybe,
tell.
But then she says, "Oh, he's lucky if he gets it once a month."
Yes.
So it
but I
sounds
don't
like
think
her.
that's because his dick doesn't work. I think it's just because she doesn't want to have sex with him. I
Yeah.
think those are two separate things.
Yeah.
I think he wants the relationship to work. I think she's not about it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think in the newer one, I think the mom's the main character. Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah.
Which I think her, like, I liked her arc more because again, she actually fought back and did something. This guy just kind of.
Well, I'm trying to understand where she's coming from though. Like, what was her issue? It's just kind of. It's more about their relationship. Like it's broken. It's
Probably because he
should
didn't have
hers is-
McAvoy's calves. That's probably what it
That's
was.
that,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
He didn't run fast.
He
enough.
didn't run fast enough. He didn't do those crazy bear run things like James did in the Split.
Yeah, what the fuck?
If,
dude?
if that guy did any of those,
beast.
maybe she wouldn't have sexted the fucking teacher or whatever.
We don't even know what this guy looks like.
No, we don't. Yeah,
Just like anybody else.
but again, adding all that stuff just kind of made it like I don't care about. Not that I don't care about these characters, but I'm like, man, this guy's life really does suck.
I think it's just because they didn't bring it home. It should have been they have this bad relationship where they don't trust each other. It should have been now I trust you. Some sort of version of that.
Yeah.
Well, instead it just kind of ends like ambiguously, and it's like you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, now I'm totally convinced that the fucking ant guy is going to be the next James McAvoy.
That's what I said. I said that guy's a
serial killer. Serial killer. Yep.
This dude, first off,
Honestly, who wouldn't? If you've been through something like that, what the fuck?
Credit to you, especially when the other ones were like, "Oh, we're gonna leave," and the kid's like, "I'm not leaving. Fuck that." Takes a break, which is a little callback to the original. But he just starts pounding the fucking dude James's skull in, and they're just.
I love the little close up they have. It was like
they're all
the
like,
one
what
shot.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I like how again you want to talk about full arcs. Again, full arc for the kid. As well as James' characters, because as right as he's about to die, he's like, "Yeah, that's it.
That's my boy.
That's my boy." And then, bam! But like as they're driving away, the kid's just covered in blood. He's just fucking,
Yeah.
he's just 1,000 yards staring. I'm like, "Yo, that guy's gonna kill." So I looked at Dan. I go, "That guy's gonna kill somebody."
Oh yeah, for sure.
What if that was the origin to Split?
Oh,
Boom!
but he can talk in that one.
Whoa.
You know what?
Just-
let me have my moment.
Okay.
We need to have a clip for the shorts here. There's
Imagine
a
if they made a
theory there.
remake of Split where it's just
And then just end the dude. Then just end the dude. That's going like.
ironically, I think James McAvoy's is to me in this remake is almost kind of like a second or third most interesting character. He's definitely not the most interesting to me. I think it's definitely like more on in the whole relationship with his wife, how she was the first. I thought that was a cool little twist. Where like she was the first kid that he did this to.
That's weird. That's weird.
I don't know why he didn't cut out her tongue though. And like, how did he like?
It's because before he decided to do that, I guess. I don't know.
Look at me like.
I think we know why, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think we know why. Which adds to the weird factor of the movie.
Yeah.
But I just like, with that whole relationship, it became, again, just like how the main character, or not the main character, the dad is so down the lane of fucking Dorksville that it's unrelatable.
It really is.
It really is. The whole time I'm like, this guy's a loser. But like their relationship too, because in the original it was like subtle. Like maybe they said some things or they kind of like they acted a certain way that you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. This one, it was so far in the right field where it's like, why are you it took you that long to leave? Like as soon as they got there, they were acting weird. They were saying weird stuff, like, and they're very antagonistic. Which again, that's their point.
All the debates about the vegetarian shit.
All the debates, all like, even when they had the dinner scene.
Yeah, the little nuances, the things he says, the little things in there.
Well, not even the little things. They pretended to have he pretended to get a blowjob from under the table while staring at them.
It was just like,
And then they're still like, I guess we're staying. Like,
It's just the wait. Okay.
well, what
I thought
else are you gonna do
if
at that point?
leave. Leave.
You can.
Yes, you can. You can get in your car and
And
go.
There's nowhere to go.
Leave. How'd you get there?
Their car.
their car.
Then get in your car and go.
also,
No, the other people's car.
they left out the.
No, I'm saying before the big ending. So
No, I'm talking about the diner scene, like you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play
just
casual.
walk home.
Yeah. There's,
No, he's saying that they drove them there.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Take their car after
No,
they
I'm
made a
saying-
bad joke.
No, I'm saying no. It wasn't a bad joke. They're pretending to be giving a blow, and the guy's staring at
play
and then
it-
they make a comment like, "Hey, we like to dine out." I was like,
I was waiting for that to be like.
yeah, that was definitely a vibe. I was like, I was
no
like,
pineapple.
yeah, pineapple. I was looking for a pineapple, but like if I'm with my significant other, and for some reason we decide to stay at these stranger houses, already red flag one, bad survival instincts. Let's add this into the combat corner. Bad survival instincts.
there we go.
We're banging it back, baby. Don't go to a stranger's house that you met for 1 week. Don't then stay there several nights without an exit plan. But then also, like, all this stuff is going on, like, oh, jumping into the river in your underwear with these people that you just met. Watching him yoke his kid up several times.
Watch him throw bread at his kid while he's doing
Throw
the
bread for, like, just... It took so long, which again is the point of the movie. Like how much are you going to
At
endure
what
before
point
it's
is
too
what's
late?
what's the line?
Right.
Yeah.
But the line should have been and again, I'm just saying that like it's less relatable and it's too silly to be like, oh, we're going all the way here and now we're stopping. When in reality, we'd all be like, oh, here, I'm done. The more subtle version in the original where you're like, oh, I can kind of see why they would stay. Whereas this one was like, oh, hey, thanks. I'm not paying.
Because he was doing that fake kind of like, oh, no, we can. He's like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. I'm not playing this game. Gotcha. Uno reverse card. But so like, okay, so you have the dinner, you pay the bill, whatever. You go back to the house. Get in your car and go. Like, don't wait until the morning.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Well, I think that's what they did. I
You
think they
just-
did leave after that.
No,
They left after the daughter was in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't that the same night? Because they came back. And
But
yeah.
don't let that happen.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
let that happen.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, also, okay, cool. You go to sleep
Yeah.
and you wake up and the kid's in the bed with two strangers.
And you're like,
Hey, someone's getting beat the fuck up. If my kid is in some stranger's bed, I'm assuming the worst, and we're addressing the situation.
One thing that, sorry to cut you off, but the one thing I thought that was bad, the daughter does not want to be there the entire time.
Yep.
She
Right.
doesn't like these people.
yep.
Right.
So to have her consciously go sleep in the
Well,
bed
we don't
with
know
them,
though. We don't know because for all we know, they could have
so they
taken
drugged
in the
her
bed.
or something.
Possible.
Not drugged her, but maybe she was asleep and they just put her in the bed. Because in the original, the couple are having sex, and the kid actively cries out saying, "Hey, I
Yeah.
want to sleep in your bed." And then that's what. First off, you had Patty just staring at him through the window.
Through the window, yeah.
And again, the guy's just like, "I guess this is okay."
Which I'm surprised they didn't have any kind of scene like that in this, specifically because it involves something like that between them.
Well, they had a scene where, like, as they're arguing about the husband being a little bitch boy, and her going sexting some other guy, like they're arguing back and forth, and you look at the door in the background, you see James, and they're like,
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I see cracks
Bro,
in
that
the
was some
foundation."
Scooby-Doo shit. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty much. It might as well have just been a portrait, and you
It's
just
like
saw
the eyes
move.
moving.
That's what it should have just been.
I'm glad that they didn't do the stupid when they're like leaving. They're not doing the fucking the car stuck in the mud trope.
Yeah, I was
fucking
waiting. I
hate
was
that.
waiting for it. I was like, oh my god, the tire's gonna be flat. I did call the flat tire later on, but yeah.
That was a good tension-filled scene where they're just going like,
Yeah,
you know.
because everyone like we know that you know that we know.
Yeah,
Although,
it was predictable towards the end. I will
except the
say.
tension for like when he was climbing the ladder, I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
I don't know. It got me.
Why? It's
It would have been the Okay, so have you seen Funny Games?
No.
no.
It's just about this. It's this. Well, it was. It's another kind of weird circumstance with like this, like original foreign and then early, like a remake, pretty much really closely. But the first, it's like these two psychopath, like teenager, 20-year-old guys. They're at this like expensive, wealthy kind of like neighborhood, and then they're you're kidnapping all these people and taking all their money. Basically, the same sort of thing, but they're just pretending to be like golf caddies and stuff.
Okay.
First thing that they do, take the father's knee out. It was like their first act. So I thought it would have been like so perfect for James McAvoy to just go boop,
Right, and that was, that suspense I get. Like, oh, is he gonna fuck with the ladder? But like, my thing is like, it's not that high. If you fell off.
It's also foreshadows where he actually does.
No, that was a different part of the house, and even that.
Yeah, I
part-
know, but it's like the one scene and the other.
Right.
He ends
But
up
what I'm
his leg.
saying is, and Dan can tell you this, we're watching this, and it's like, oh, he's getting the bunny out of the gutter. I'm like, that's not. If he fell, it wouldn't.
Right, but
it's less than 2 stories.
It immobilizes him. That's the whole point.
No, not from the original first height. The second height, yeah, because it was taller. Because it was.
There's 2 stories. You're falling down 2 stories?
No, the first one wasn't 2 stories. The first one was like the gateway into the house, which then later, yes.
Yeah, but there was the higher part where it was.
I thought
it was like a story and a half. It wasn't 2
I
stories.
thought the final one was like 3 at least.
No, not 3. I wouldn't say.
It's like from the attic.
It might maybe 3. The final one, yes, but that wasn't the same spot where
it's not
the
same
rabbit
spot,
was.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
But
that.
that's what I'm saying. It was definitely at a height where it was like, okay, so I'm 6'6".
All right, we're getting hung up on the wrong thing. So you're gonna
No,
say
I'm just
And
saying,
he was. They said he was tall.
I'm
in
just
the
saying
movie.
the suspense was not there because it's like,
Yeah,
if he falls, what, you fall 5 feet? If that, it was not. It was.
I
was
think
way
it
more.
would have been enough because this guy's such a wimp. He would have broken something.
You're right.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts on the movie?
Here's a question: did we need this? Did we need this?
No, we didn't.
The remake, no.
we didn't need the trailer at least.
But we needed James.
That-
I think we need James McAvoy though. I think
we always
needed
need
that.
him. But I do think that's a great point. I think our grading of the movie is going to be naturally lower because of how much they showed in the trailer. Because they showed that whole Cotton Eye Joe scene in the trailer. Okay, it wasn't like build up. Oh shit, it's fucked up. I know this shit's fucked up. It's gonna get more fucked up. Oh no, like you had you pretty much knew. And again, you knew the kid's tongue was forcefully taken out because in the trailer he was doing this.
Yeah.
But it's also not just the trailer. It's the whole movie before that.
Well,
If you've seen that movie, you've basically seen this movie.
How many people saw that one? Because I know I did.
I know a lot of people didn't, but like if you had heard about this movie before, like some people probably have. I mean, just like I'm not gonna say this. I've seen this already.
Well, I think
it's been 2 years.
The majority of people have.
Yes, I know. But
I'm just saying, as the overall like viewing audience, the trailer fucked that up.
Yes, it did.
But
it definitely felt like, you stupid Americans, you cannot enjoy a movie. You need to see a whole movie.
what accent was that?
It's supposed to be French.
Horrible.
Oh, well, that's why I'm doing a podcast and not a comedy special. Oh, I like that they added a little backstory or a little reasoning of why James McAvoy is the way he is, because he's like, he has that like monologue about his parents.
If that's true.
Parents, I think it was true. Like, I mean, you see his face and he's all like, parents, they fuck you up.
Yeah,
Even if they don't try to, they'll fuck
probably a
you
glimmer
up.
of truth in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it probably was.
It's like it's true colors. Well, because he looked like an actual psychopath there. Oh, and also the scene with the keys. He's just like, show me love.
Yeah,
and then he and that's why he's so hands on with the wife, and like, when the son like hugs him, you can see like genuine like, this is what I need.
Right.
And like he just doesn't because he's a psychopath.
I think I like the original a little bit more, just because it was more grounded and relatable than the crazy far left field, so unrelatable that the characters were in that one, in the new one. I honestly think both have pros and cons. I honestly give them both the same rating. I give them like a 70, 73. I'd give it like a 72, 73 for both.
I think they're still not complete in this movie in a lot of ways. But at least they follow through with like you said, with the little kid.
Yeah, I think that element made that was a big pro for the newer one. Was the little
just
kid.
the fighting back. Like that just was the thing that just stuck in my craw like the whole time. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Europeans, bro.
Yeah.
Can't relate. America.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, and James McAvoy. I mean. What else can you say about James McAvoy? He is the star of this movie. This is probably one of my favorite roles from him, I will say. Up there with Split. But it's not. Nothing is going to touch Split. But yeah, no, the character development in this movie wasn't the greatest, but I did really like the mom's arc. I liked the kid's arc, and I don't know. It just didn't all totally come together for me on this movie. But there was some cool stuff towards the end. And I got the little nuances with James McAvoy's character. I thought those were genius by him. I don't know if that was directing or if that was just him being a great actor.
Or he's just like, we're so glad you came.
There is that.
How am I human?
There is that. Yeah, like he can play such a good psychopath. I'm gonna give this a 75. It's
Would I give it?
you didn't give it anything.
You gave it 3 stars and 2 stars.
Yeah, so 70. It's 72.
So the word of the day is, say it with me, everyone.
It's mediocre.
Mid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. All right.
Mid.
I just thought of a.
And anyway, we're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast. I'm Dan. You can also find me on Letterboxd at DonutMan96.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was. My letterbox and serialized at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. John.
I'm here. Let's keep watching Seen It Before.
Oh, dude, thanks for the plug, dude.
You're welcome, brother.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Actually, while you're at it, can you also do do a voice right now for John's Combat Corner, just so we have this in here, like John's Combat Corner.
We're not doing that.
Just do something like that.
Like a random
Oh,
sound.
all right, or something like
Where
that.
the fuck is everybody?
Do that. Just do.
Where the fuck is everyone?
Perfect. That's
Flying around the world.
That's all we need. Perfect. That's gonna go in.
Yeah, we're gonna
it's cool. Anyway, yeah. So next time we are going to be watching something because I never have my phone out at this time.
It's right there. You have it out.
Thanks.
Thought you lost it. It's right,
Right
there.
there.
Thanks.
It's right there.
We're watching the 2019 Joker movie next week. Yep, but I'm not looking forward to it either. I know the reviews for Joker
I guess
2
I'm gonna be the
have
more
not been
positive
good.
one on this because like I liked it. I thought.
All right, well, this will be an interesting conversation next time.
What?
No.
No? Okay. You want to be on that one?
No.
Sure, I'll shit all over that movie. I've never seen it, but I know it's not
Don't.
good.
You can't
Don't.
fucking talk about.
And it don't. Do yourself a favor. Don't. We'll see you next time. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, God.